So this is beautiful Skanderbeg Square. It's kind of the center of Albania in a way, the center of its culture, the center of its identity. A lot of history here. And it's surrounded by historic buildings. You have the National History Museum here. You have the Palace of Culture. You have the mosque and the clock tower from the Ottoman era. And you have obviously Skanderbeg's statue. He's a national folk hero, fought off the Ottomans in the 15th century. But there is one odd thing. Behind all historic buildings are these new modern buildings that are interestingly designed. They brought in architects from all over the world to help build them. There's actually a building here shaped like a giant head. It's supposed to be Skanderbeg looking down on the square. I mean, it's incredible. It's like 25 floors tall. I've never seen anything like it. I don't think anybody's seen anything like it. And what makes them odd is not the buildings themselves, but the fact that they're all empty. They're all being built at the same time. So if you come here at night, the place is dark. The buildings are empty, they're not lit up. And it just seems kind of strange. But what I guess is happening is you're getting a peek into the future of Tirana.
And peeking into this amazing city is exactly what we're going to do in this video. We spent a whole month in Tirana, but we're going to boil it down to an easy 48-hour itinerary that you can do when you visit. Starting your exploration at Skanderbeg Square is really the way to go. And one of the best ways to take it all in is to climb the 90 or so rickety steps of the 19th century clock tower. The view is so worth it.
The clock tower's companion piece is the Bey Mosque, built around the same time. It's small but beautiful, and it played a pretty big role in Albania regaining its religious freedom in the post-communist era.
Speaking of the communist era, just a block away is quirky Bunk'Art 2, a museum and art space located inside one of the 170,000 bunkers built during the country's ultra-paranoid years. It's definitely one of the most unique museums you'll ever visit.
Down at Bunk'Art 2, an amazing experience, and I would say one of the better parts of the experience was how visceral it was. So you're actually down in the bunker. The rooms are small, they're kind of hot, they can be really crowded. It feels a little like kind of a minor degree of torture. Bunk'Art 2 is mostly a museum. There is some art in there. I thought there would be a little more, but it's mostly a museum dedicated to the history of the secret police. Overall, an incredible experience, definitely worth doing. Just know that if you go down there, you're gonna feel a little claustrophobic.
For lunch, we wandered back to Cafe Botanica on Skanderbeg Square. It's a little pricey, but the food and coffee are good, and it's perfect for people watching and just soaking up the relaxed open-air vibe, especially after being down in a bunker.
Quick tip, don't miss trying their cakes and torts. We came back later just to sample treats from their dessert counter and to visit this guy.
If you want a meal that's a bit heartier, Zgara Te Pazari is a fantastic option. Zgara restaurants specialize in grilled meats, and this one quickly became our go-to. A simple, delicious, and very affordable menu, and just one of those places you can never get enough of. Just a quick reminder that we make authentic travel content for the over 40 crowd. If that's your vibe, hit subscribe.
If you want your dining experience to be a little more upscale while also adding a bit of shopping, head to the castle. Though there's not much of a castle left, just fortified walls, inside is a modern bazaar with traditional restaurants and boutique shops. Completed only about a decade ago, the nearby Resurrection of Christ Cathedral is also worth a quick stop, especially to see the 30-meter high dome.
Right across the street from the cathedral is a place you really can't miss, the House of Leaves. From the outside it looks pretty ordinary, but this former obstetrics clinic was once the heart of Albania's secret police.
We decided not to go in right away. Instead, we waited for a rainy, trench-coated, Cold War-esque kind of day to really set the mood.
Unfortunately, the Museum of Secret Surveillance doesn't allow photos or videos, but we were able to intercept some transmissions from within.
Back on Skanderbeg Square, we stumbled onto a pop-up photo exhibition about the turbulent 90s in Albania. The exhibition was an amazing fusion of history and art. Skanderbeg Square, by the way, always seems to have something going on, so make sure you keep an eye out while in town. Well, we picked up a few postcards. So this one has the old pyramid and then just some of these beautiful colored collages from inside. And then this one is just a little notebook. It was such an amazing exhibit. We wanted some memories. And we got to meet the artist. Yeah, she was actually there tonight. Maybe she's there every night, I don't know. But anyway, it felt really special. She came over and said hi to us, and her work is just outstanding. So it was really, really cool to get to sing with her. This is an Albanian meatball, or a meat finger. So juicy and flavorful. And you eat it with a little bit of the sort of tzatziki type. It's not actually tzatziki, but sauce like that.
So this is ta, and it's like meat, it's beef, in yogurt, in a little casserole dish, obviously cooked in the oven. It's amazing. Totally get why it's comfort food for Albanians. This has been something we've been wanting to try for a little while, so it's nice to be able to do it, and to be able to do it here in our favorite restaurant in Tirana so far. The next morning we had to put in a bit of work, and when I say we, I mostly mean Lindsay, before heading out to explore the neighborhood.
Okay, what's really interesting about this area is our street here of Kemal Stafa. On this side it's very touristy. You have the new bazaar here, but all you have to do is cross the street and everything changes.
One tomato. Thank you. Faleminderit.
Canada. Canada.
Fresh out of the oven. Spinach and cheese. So we couldn't resist having another slice. So good. We've been wanting fresh out of the oven the entire time we've been here. Lakror was delicious. We've had a few of those pastries since we've been here, and we loved every single one of them, but I think those might be our favorite. They're so good, especially the tomato. And the people who run it are just so friendly and delightful. They made space for us when there wasn't any, and we're just so generous and kind. So we will for sure be going back and wholeheartedly recommend it. They get great reviews, and it's very clear to see why. These are some of our favorite shops in the New Bazaar area. We're very lucky because a lot of them are really close together, really accessible. We have our bakery there, which is the perfect place to buy buns, fresh bread, snacks on the go. We've had lots of little pastries from there too, and they are all amazing. The meat there to die for. And then right next door is this cute little cheese shop. We bought the sheep's kashkaval cheese, which is a traditional Albanian sort of hard cheese. It's lighter in color, it's really flavorful, it goes with everything, and it makes the perfect snack.
One thing we love about Tirana and Albania is the coffee culture. People love coffee here, and almost every shop you go into, no matter how small, every cafe, no matter how small, will have a espresso machine and a barista. So if you're looking for coffee that's, I don't know, just kind of on the go, it's good quality, you could always pop into the very popular Muliri. They're all over the place. They're kind of the beloved Albanian coffee shop. And that's where we actually buy our coffee grounds as well.
So right on the edge of the New Bazaar area is a little produce shop where we've picked up most of our vegetables and fruit, but you can buy them from literally everywhere. There's a produce market, it feels like every 2 or 3 stalls or shops. And then even on the side of the road, there's all sorts of vendors selling wonderful and very delicious fruits and veggies. So it's like really easy to eat them here. And everything is good.
If you have the time, hop on the L11 and make your way out to Bunk'Art 1. It takes about 30 minutes to get there, and for your reward, you'll have a similar experience to Bunk'Art 2, but on a larger scale.
Bunk'Art 1 is an expansive, multi-floored bunker, the one where dictator Enver Hoxha himself would have went had Albania come under attack. As a museum, it has mostly the same themes as Bunk'Art 2, so you probably don't have to visit both when in town unless you're here for a longer visit like us.
If you're a big fan of the Apple show Silo, you'll get a kick out of this place because it has that same vibe. There's lots of concrete, and obviously it's very claustrophobic. And actually this room is like the air filtration room, which is the kind of thing that they would have in the Silo. So it's reminiscent of those things. So it's a mix of like Cold War and modern sci-fi.
Back near the city center, the Great Mosque of Tirana is a stunner. Completed just a few years ago, it's able to accommodate 10,000 worshippers. We weren't able to get inside, but the architecture was incredibly impressive, very much like the Blue Mosque in Istanbul. Also nearby is St. Paul's Cathedral, which has the very popular statue of the famous Albanian Mother Teresa.
Yeah, very good. Yellow one too.
Looks beautiful, right? A little river running through Tirana. Problem is, we're pretty sure open sewage runs down this river. Doesn't smell so pleasant.
First constructed as a dedication to Enver Hoxha, Tirana's pyramid has transformed into a cool innovation hub, but for most people, it's just a great place to view the city. Don't miss peeking inside. It's really an interesting space, and if you go downstairs, you'll find the Gallery of Contemporary Art, which was a highlight discovery for us.
When coming to Tirana, most tourists decide between one of two neighborhoods to stay, the New Bazaar or Blloku. We chose the more relaxed vibes of New Bazaar, but whatever one you decide, make sure you add time for exploring the other. For us, that means a stroll into Blloku, which in the old days was an area of town restricted to the country's leadership, but not anymore.
So this part of Tirana, this particular neighborhood, is amazing. It has a totally different vibe than the New Bazaar area. It's very youthful. There's a lot of cool little bars and restaurants and more modern feeling cafes and just shops. And I think it's like a good example of the direction that the city is kind of headed in. Tirana is like celebrating and commemorating its past, but it's also like really building out its future, and it's just really, really bustling and energetic and fun. And I think, yeah, in a few years it's going to be even more so. So it's really cool to be here now, and I can't wait to see what the city's like later.
That's blueberry cheesecake.
One trendy option for food and drinks in Blloku is the classic radio bar. We loved the retro vibes and their signature cocktails, many made with the national drink raki.
One thing we've noticed since we've been in Tirana is there are tons of kids, teenagers, young kids, etc. They play in the squares. The schools are everywhere. It's good to see. They bring a lot of energy, obviously, and it's nice to get that local vibe. Some nice memorials in here to the people who fought and died during the Second World War. Nearby is an odd one though, a cemetery to the Nazi soldiers who died in the war, which you just don't see. So that one's kind of odd. It's well maintained too, so that one's a bit of a strange one. But Lindsay has all the answers.
So many answers. Well, you see,
there's a storm coming, and we are 30 minutes walk from our apartment, so we're gonna hike back in double time.
Or we can just find a place to grab a drink in Blloku, like the popular Nouvelle Vague. Or if you happen to be in Tirana when the Albanian national team is playing, you could just join the street party.
We hope you enjoyed our 2-day itinerary for Tirana, and if you did, make sure to check out our other Albania videos. In the meantime, we're just gonna sit here and finish our drinks. Cheers!